Action.
Hello there. My name is Tobias Foster, and today I will be hosting the Pase meeting, Brother and Sister Education. Hello to all of you out there. And today, talking on the product will be Miss Carol on the Nutrilite brand. Miss Carol, are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Have the floor.
Hi, everybody. This is Carol and Anthony. Sponsored by Tulane and Tallahassee to Hit Drain and the Dragon Guys here in Unity. To Dragon House all the way up to the chance behind all the way up to Gallon. Okay, so today I'm doing the Nutrilite product. I have two of them here with me today. It's the digestive enzyme, and this one is for you have bad it eats bloating, gas, and heartburn. Well, you take this before you eat like dairy products or some of the meat that make your tummy hurt. This is what you take. And the item number is A8903. The audio cost is $41.25. The retail cost is $55. And on the side where he's showing you, you need to check all of the supplements for how many you take and when you take it. Please read these bottles. As y'all know, we have had people that take more than what they're supposed to, and they kind of have like bad effects from it. Not this particular one, but I'm just saying all of them. You need to read before you take. Make sure you take prescription pills. Make sure you know what goes with what. And then also I'm gonna talk about the vitamin D. These are some of the ones that I take. I take a lot of them for my bones. But the vitamin D helps a lot, and it has 90 tablets in it. In this small little container, it's suggested to take one every day. It promotes your bone health and your immune system. A source of mushrooms, one of nature's most concentrated. We take the clinical sources of vitamin D in this particular bottle. Also, this one is my item number is $793.46. The retail is $35. Our cost IBO is $26.25. The PV on it is $8.75, and the BV is $26.25. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell y'all on the digestive enzyme it's 13.75 PV and 41.25 BV. And then I also wanted to tell you about the one that I started taking and running out of it. And it was the Lung Health Pack. There's an AM and a PM on in the boxes. Like you take a pack, the AM in the morning, you take the PM in the nighttime. And the item number for that one is 1224, and it's 96.75 for the IBO cost. And the PV is 32.25. BV is 96.75. You're talking about some points. And then the retail cost is $129. Okay, and also I want to tell y'all one more thing. Okay, I'm trying. Okay, let me show y'all this real quick. I made a portfolio. I'm sorry to sit down, but I have a portfolio that shows you the biggest weight that I was, 208. That's how it was right there. Got diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. Also, I was tired all the time, didn't know why, working 12-hour shifts, 7 in the morning, 7 at night. You can turn the page. This page right here is when the doctor said that I had lost the mobility on my left side, so I was on a cane. Diagnosed with the multiple sclerosis. Well, when I was on the cane, I was taking only the vitamin D and what is the other one? Vision help. And then I had to get on some more vitamins, you know, to help my leg and help my bones get a little bit more healthy and strong. Last page, I lost 44 pounds in 3 months. And on this side, it's showing all the supplements that I was taking. It's like 35 to 40 supplements that I take a day. And these products, when I tell you they're on the bone, they're really on the bone. I started having real bad cramps in my leg at night when I sleep. Okay, 2 weeks ago, Anthony got me the bone tech, the AM/PM. I started taking that 2 weeks ago. I have not taken the prescription pills that they gave me at the MS Shepherd Center for these cramps in my leg and don't cramp up anymore. I'm just letting y'all know. But I have this to show. Okay, let's get with that. They probably can't read it all. But I just wanted to show y'all my little pouch. It's filled. The whole thing is filled. I take this every day. Can y'all see all the supplements? Take all of them, keep the doctors away. And I don't pay no copay. I look at this every day. I take this every day. Night and day, all of them. Yes, plant-based. That means no doctor visits, no copay, no staying in the hospital.
No chemicals.
Yep, no chemicals. So what I'm taking gonna keep me strong.
All neutralized.
You're right. And I want to also, I'm done with the presentation, but thank y'all for taking care of me in Washington. Everybody that helped me to the eating together, to back to my room. I just want to thank everybody. And I'm done.
That was one. And another shout out before I continue. Mr. Kenneth Drayton and Miss Andrea. Hey, big ups for the roasting. I was almost knocked out. You know, hey, it's a time of action. I had to get right. But yeah, so now we're gonna talk about the stream and this Delisa.
Yeah.
All right. Have it.
Awesome. So you can look at it. I'm sorry. You guys answer if you can speak to Lisa.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. How's it? Great afternoon. Okay, well, my name is Shalisa Windress. Proudly sponsored in this business by Roderick McKenzie, up to Rodney Wilson, up to Celie Wilson, up to Andrea Gonzalez, all the way up to our awesome mentors, Kamta and Prasad, all the way up to the Galaxy. And I will be talking about streaming and why it's important, for us business owners to actually be on streaming daily. And I know I can only speak from my personal experience. Streaming for me is very positive for me because, with the atmosphere that I work in, listening to a positive stream every day pretty much get me back in sync with, just basically in sync with the business, and just having the proper mindset, just listening to all the listen to pretty much all the leaders, the awesome leaders that's on streaming. You pretty much have streaming in your back pocket. You can listen to it in your car, CD, on your phone. We're pretty much like a techie generation now. So, you can pretty much have it anywhere you go. If you want to get your head back in the game, you can pop a stream in there and just listen to something positive, and just so your day is pretty much set for streaming. And you could also, like I said, you can understand the mindset of, like the different leaders, and to also know anything new that's pretty much, with the BWW team. Just prime example, like our new process. So they have streams on, plethora of different things, within a process. So you can pretty much go back and forth and learning new knowledge about, what's pretty much out there, what's the new thing popping, so that you can know exactly what to do, what to talk about with your prospects. And of course, when they listen to the stream, everything is pretty much working together. And that, us as business owners have the same mindset as the leaders on the stream. So that's pretty much good. So I can let you listen to just a little snippet of one stream. Just give me just a second. And this one is BWW 2060. And this is Conti and La Tagala. And the name of the stream is We Have a Choice. So can I
yes, go right ahead. Yeah, I can hold it for you over here. I think the mic is on this side.
Double diamonds, Kanti and Lata Gala. Yeah! Woo! Come on! Wow! You've been having a good time? Okay, let me talk to new people here, those who are here first time. Guys, are you having a good time? Are you having a good time? You think you cannot come back again? All right, okay. Myself and Lata, we did, so you should. Thank you. It was awesome. So far, we've been doing pretty good. And I'm sure tomorrow going to be more exciting because you're all warmed up, fired up, excited. Right? Is that right? Right? Now make sure there are night owls there, okay? But don't leave early to get a good seat. Stay here till last minute. But anyway, I want to get Lata here right away to speak. It has been a great journey so far, all these years, as Lata mentioned earlier.
And most of us need help in discovering how good we can be. We have so much potential, but we do not know. And the last point, I read it, it's very, very important. Old-fashioned truth never goes out of style, even with the new generation. And that is so powerful because I can tell you the way Bill Pitt always talks about it, like how this business is built. Honesty, integrity, value, principle. And that is something I can tell you, this is where I talk about it when we talk about success principle. It's not just being successful, just making life. Money doesn't just make you happy. Happiness is, of course, within. But how do you, the way you make money in this business, how do you use the money? It's not making money. You can have a lot of different ways you can make money. But how do you use the way that you use the money? And I can tell you, this is very, very unique. And, some of you here with whatever background you have, just keep coming in. Keep coming in. Don't evaluate on day-to-day basis. It is amazing business. Life will come in the way, a lot of different steps along the way you will go through. We have all gone through. All the leaders that talk today, you saw all the great leaders, right?
So
that was just a little snippet of the stream, and just one quick point that that I got out of that stream when I was listening to it. It was okay. So we have a choice. So time is always right, and you are never too young or too old to learn life's lessons. And I think that was very powerful. And that's another thing too that streaming actually do. When you listen to it, you can pretty much apply everything that they're saying to your personal life. If you really want to take time to grow, your personal growth, that's definitely, time to really exercise those things. So, once you're listening to streaming, not just to listen to it, but just really listen to it and really digest it and just really apply it to your day-to-day life. And just pretty much watch how you grow, watch how you talk, and yeah, it's just really amazing. So if you're not on streaming, please get on streaming. It is awesome.
yeah, God,
Again. All right, that was wonderful. Thank you for that presentation, Ms. Jalicia. Saying that right. Okay, now on to the board by Jeannie. Okay. Jeannie, are you ready?
Ratatata Gene.
All right.
Yes.
All right. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Gene Joseph. I'm sponsored by Aaron and Shakayla Thompson. And give me a little bit more time, but I will be able to memorize everyone else. But I see everyone else do it. I'm like, whoa, okay. But today, the book of the month for me is the John Maxwell 5 Levels of Leadership. This book, I've been looking for this book, I could say all my life.
Yes.
This book directly, it's amazing. That's all I can say, man. It's like, it's what you want to be when you're growing your own legs. It's like, it gives you so much motivation. It gives you a whole lot of quotes to write to really apply to yourself. And I would like to give you one of the quotes that really resonated with me, and I think everyone should understand, is that it says, leadership is a process, not a position. Now, the way I took that message was that if you're a leader of your own team, you should always constantly develop yourself in order to become a leader. Leader is a process, not a position. So if you think, oh, I made it to Ruby, I mean, this is the example, by the way, but you think, oh, I made it to Ruby, your mindset as a leader should always be to continue to grow. So when you grow, you'll have higher dreams and goals, and that'll make your team dream bigger as well. So just leading the team with great leadership, that is what this book is all about. I'm only on page like 76, and I'm like calling up Rodney, like, yo, Rodney, check it, man. This quote is crazy. You know? I was like, I'm so hyped over it. But yeah, the 5 levels of leadership is definitely something everyone should apply to their reading schedule, because this book right here is very inspirational. And I think everyone can take a little tidbit from this book as well. It could be within the first 5 pages, you'll learn something. You'll get something from this book pretty much. And that's only on the first level of the leadership. I'm still on the first level. So this book is really amazing, and I can't wait to finish it so I can hopefully give you guys more tidbits about it.
Wow. Awesome. Go, Gene. Go, Gene. Woo.
Again. We were on mute, so we had to reclap.
Very excited. Appreciate that, man. All right. Next up for our poll will be Mr. Roger. Roger.
We're doing the huddle.
Okay. Mr. Roger. Are we ready for our
I think it's Roderick. Even though there's Rodney on the line as well. Roderick? Is it Roderick? Yes. Roderick. I'm joking. Roderick.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
All right. Yes,
Good
sir.
stuff, man. Good stuff. Always good to be here. Another Pase, learning more and more. Happy to be here for sure. Happy to share as well. Definitely.
Right. Go ahead.
Awesome. I'm Roderick, proudly sponsored by Rodney Wilson, who is then, of course, sponsored by C.J. Way Wilson.
Way to the world. Way.
Sponsored by Penetrate and RJ Gonzalez. And then sponsored by Captain Mania Prasad. Good.
Yeah, just trying to get some light in there.
Good stuff. I know I didn't black on the camera.
No, it's all right. Just chocolate is rich.
And then, of course, Upline Diamonds and Jeep and showing us a high. For that, we wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for them, right?
Right on.
Good stuff. Well, of course, here doing the huddle and play, and what we're going to be covering today is pretty much the transition between board plan 1 and pretty much follow through 1, right? And before I even get straight into the depths of that, of course, we're going to be, talk about personal experience and everything. But everything, in order to start the board plan 1, you first start prepping from the MG2. So you want to make sure everything's in line there, so the board plan 1 can go, very smooth, and make sure they have the right mindset, within the board plan 1. And one of the things is for sure is the dress code, of course. But even before the dress code, you want to make sure, because thinking of it after the presenter presents, you wanna of course book the follow through, afterwards. So I actually and actually see they give me this great idea too. I was like, wow, that's an awesome idea to be able to book the follow up one at the MG2. So when we were at the open meeting, because it's going to be so much of a hassle, so much things going on. You probably have multiple guests there. It's going to save you the headache of having to book another meeting, instead of just carrying, directing them straight to the speaker and dealing with multiple people at the same time. So it's definitely saved you a lot of a headache, or what you call a shuffle, I guess, and you were more prepared during that time to have a smooth transition. Just having conversations and everything. So other than booking a follow-up too, of course, you definitely want to also let them know the dress code and what else we have here. Other than the dress code and of course being able to prepare to take notes as well. That's another thing. Want to make sure they have that, and make sure that the posture is there. Promote the speaker very well. The speaker is the hero of the open meeting, so make sure edify them so much so that when, because remember the key thing now is they're going to actually edify you when you take them to take them to the speaker afterwards. So after you introduce the guest to the speaker, of course you're going to edify you, and they'll be like, wow, okay, I definitely going to take this guy's time really seriously, or this lady's time very seriously. And that's the power of edification, of course, right there. So after you introduce them to after the speaker edifies you and the meeting is done, of course we go into the follow-up one now. And usually, man, from my personal experience, sometimes after like connecting with the candidate, it's like they didn't understand anything from the board plan. You have situations like that. Sometimes they understand certain things, and it depends on the person for sure, and what they take in and how they understand things, to how they take it in information. So most of the time, majority of my follow through ones, they go very differently. It depends, like I said, on the person. It starts up totally different. So one of the main things is, of course, what Dennis and I think it was actually Dennis and Daniela says is or was it Monaco? Sorry, it's Monaco.
Yeah, Monaco. Yeah,
Monaco.
right.
Saying, hey, do you know the difference between Amway and BWW? Just to get clarifications, because majority of the time, to be honest, from every candidate I asked a question to, they said no. From my personal experience, and definitely want to be able to know the answer to that question and be able to explain it. How well, you guys already know per se, but I just saying off of experience what to expect. So I want to be able to explain that. And of course, moving forward, the three major things you want to cover within the follow-up one, I'm sure you guys already heard from the screen, is the personal development, right? Creating new habits pretty much, the volume, duplication, and then the timeline for success. Personal development, the best way to start is that question is, hey, how well are you at creating new habits? That's the first thing, and depending on their answer too, you want to feel it's like conversation wise as well. It's a conversation because you want them to be engaged, because you're not trying to run them down to say, hey, I'm pushing this on you, but you trying to qualify them to see if they're capable or willing to create new habits to be able to make the team and be a good partner, right? So it's pretty much the mindset behind that. I'm talking about the volume as well. Letting them know the standards, right? Yeah, letting them know. Letting them know the standards as well, as they make it through the process. The standards of what to expect when they're on the team, pretty much. And after the standards of the duplication, of course, willing to all the knowledge pretty much after you learn, you want to be able to pass on, right? And let them know the power of it. How that's pretty much why this business is such a a huge asset, because the power of duplication is in play there. And last but not least, of course, the timeline for success. So that's pretty much talking about after the pre-launch, let them know the process between phase A, phase B, and phase C. How like the timeline and how you can transition and the length it takes to go towards financial freedom, pretty much. So definitely cover those things in the follow through one. And that's pretty much the main things you want to hit. Based on experiences, I know like I shared a little bit of my experiences there. I would like to open the floor now to anyone who may have different experiences or who saying things with their upline that they notice and they like to point out, to help each other. Anyone else? Atlanta, Atlanta, y'all say anything?
Hi everybody. I just woke up from eating roti. it's funny to us. I don't know if it's funny to you guys.
Definitely not funny. Definitely not funny.
Yeah. There's a delay. So anyway, what just like what Roderick said, you know, the board plan one, you want to make sure that the person gets there early. At our open meeting, our information session, sorry, what we do is we tell the guests to come at 7:45 because Steve Fishman doesn't open the door until 8:05. And that way they get to meet a lot of the leaders and fellow candidates and whatnot, you know, and of course we tell them how to dress. It's very important that they know how to dress because we want to keep everything, you know, to a certain part, you know. And then also we only have meetings here in Atlanta once every 2 weeks. So that means we have two weeks minimum out of the month where we do a lot of face-to-face BMPs. I mean board plans. And those board plans are like the standard shoulder plan. Okay. And so that's when we take out our iPad or we use the standardized slides. Okay. And so we go through the traditional board plan with them, you know, and so and so that's the dynamics we have here. So if you guys in Tallahassee have anybody here in Atlanta, just be aware of that. Most of BWW has gone to 2 plans a week, you know, but that varies from city to city. I would imagine in college towns like Tallahassee, it's still every week, and that's perfectly fine because it varies from town to town, you know. Okay. And so if you guys are hearing noise in the background, that's the noise of life. Okay. All right. And then in terms of follow-ups, in terms of follow-ups, we really hit the emphasis on the time commitment. And so we have a standardized slide that we use for showing. It's not just showing them what the time environment is. I mean, investment. It's also explaining to them why and to let them have an understanding. This is the starting point. As you build your business, it's going to get more involved, but you're not going to be worried about that because your investment is growing. Okay, so we tell them initially, this is where you're going to be starting. I don't know if you guys have seen that slide, but it's pretty much like the financial investment. Okay, so that's the big emphasis there. We do answer the questions and address red flags and whatnot, but the real important thing is the time. And that's not the only time we go over the time investment. We also do it in follow-up too. And in follow-up too, before they get the offer, we give them a hard copy of that. And also in our starter kit, the time investment and the financial investments are in there. So it's very clear. This is what you're starting out at. If this time investment is optional, but so is success. So, you know, if you have anybody on your team who is not coming to the associations or is not reading and is not doing that, nobody can coerce you to do that. But please explain to them, manage your expectations. If you're planting seeds and you're not putting all the proper fertilizer and the right amount of water in there, don't expect to get a full-blown plant with fruits. Okay, so we make it very clear to them, this is a bona fide business and these are the minimum requirements. So that's the feedback we have here. So back to Roderick.
Awesome stuff, man. I took now some of those from as well. Anyone else have any pointers here just on how to play within the board plan one follow-up? I'll follow through. Well, that's it. Pretty much I'll sum up and say back to the host.
Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good work, man. We appreciate that, Rod. And
Wrap up.
So, this is all right.
No, I'll go wrap up.
Okay, all right. Well, that was awesome once again. And now for the wrap up by my awesome mentor, Mr. Kev. Give it up.
All right. Does anybody have any closing remarks?
Say it one more time.
Does anybody have any closing remarks?
Just an activity report. You want to answer that?
Yeah. Hold on. Carol has something to say, and then we'll pass it to Virginia, and then to Tallahassee. Okay.
Okay.
I just wanted to thank Kenny Drake and Drake and Riley sitting behind me. Thank y'all for hosting it in your house. We're all doing the team together, and it's just nice to go to the different homes. You know what I mean? To still have our pace. We don't have to put nothing on blade. Everybody just pitch in and help all of us. Still be together. Saturday or Sunday. I mean, we're gonna be okay. Right. Just wanted to thank them.
And anybody else? Jonathan, go ahead.
Real quickly. So I've been going out and each day getting out the house by going to work out and then roaming around my living area over here. Today I was actually at a comic book convention, and so I decided to bring some excess with me. Of course, I chilled it the night before. And I had some in my bag, and I was there for about a couple of hours, and then forgot we had Pase today. So I was about to leave, saw this couple playing some video games, and talked to them a little bit, just introduced myself. Well, not introduced myself, I just talked to them a little bit, and they told me they were going to this Marvel panel, and the young lady said, "Oh, I'm just trying to stay up." So I was like, "Oh, energy drink, okay." So I asked her if she liked energy drinks. She said she used some for work, but she knows they're unhealthy. And so I told her about excess, and I gave her one. Her boyfriend, I think it's her boyfriend, I'm not sure, said his boss actually drinks them and loves them, said they're very healthy. And so I gave him one too. And then I had one more, cause I showed them the burn, and I had another one. I just gave her that one too. I just told her, let me know if you like them. I'll be here tomorrow and we can talk more. She says, "Oh yeah, definitely." So, and before I left, I saw her drink the cran grape one, and she's like, "Oh wow, this is good." I was like, "Yeah." So I've just been getting out and just talking with people. Everybody's willing to talk, if you just put your hand out, and yeah, so that's pretty much it for me.
We got some updates here. Go ahead. Go ahead. You can sit. You can stay there and sit.
Hi everyone. So this week, actually 2 days ago. 2 days ago we had our first MG1. And it went pretty well, and we're excited to do the next follow-up meeting and see what happens. And he actually received the book, so it was pretty good.
Awesome.
I also had my first MG1 2 days ago, and I think it went pretty well. He also accepted the book, I'm just like getting my feet wet, I'm kind of, wet behind the ears.
And you got registered this week.
I also got registered. Thank you, Chief, for accepting me. It's been pretty awesome, man. And I'm just looking forward to the 50 days. Looking forward to come. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Awesome. Go ahead, Tallahassee.
Okay. You got it, Roderick, you wanna go real quick? I know you got a lot, you have 50 million things going. Or Jalika, I know Jalika got a lot going on too. Everybody's being shy today. I'm playing. Yeah, you can go up and doing the talking thing. Yeah, Jalika, yeah.
Hi guys, it's me again, Jalisa, for those who, don't know.
Trying to pronounce your name.
Okay, just a quick thing. So today I actually had a little spa STEM session day, which is pretty cool. First time ever doing it. I did it on my, one of my awesome, leader back there, Sile. Also like my roommate, and it was really, really good to actually see like the before and after, of the face and like the clogged pores and using our facial scrub and then our mask. And it was really, really awesome. Set it up really nice, had cucumbers on the eyes, it's really girly, nice music. Definitely see myself doing it again with a lot more people, but I really enjoyed myself today. Looking forward to having some more back in home, et cetera, et cetera. But back down to the other activity, I had a young lady by the name of Heidi. She's pretty much she is pretty much done with the process, but she definitely have a lot of life challenges right now that she's overcoming. So we're just pretty much putting the launch on hold right now and just making sure that she's okay, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of that other thing, because we are here to actually serve her. So it's not more so about business, but it's just making sure that her life is pretty much in order. So that's kind of like what we're doing with her now, and just making sure that she continues to stay, with coming to all the associations, reading all the books, and she's still having that mindset of that, but just putting that whole thing on hold. But other than that, contacting, met some great people. Yesterday at the hospital, met a few nurses at the hospital, contacted them. I believe last week there was an event in Tallahassee. It's called Domi Station. So it was basically a networking event. So a lot of great business owners, entrepreneurs that was there, very friendly, very nice. I had a few numbers, contacted those, certain people, a few managers from different places. So the contacting, is going pretty good. I'm getting more confident in going out, just talking to people, and not really more so having a DTM on my mind all the time. Just more so just really just meeting people, and the DTM will come, and so that's kind of like my activity report, and looking forward for more and just more growth, in just my personal business and more growth in my personal stuff. So that's just my 2 cents.
I think Aaron got some big activity out there. Yeah. Hey, Ron. Hey, Ron. Yes, sir.
Hey, how everybody doing? I hope everybody having a great day. Hope all is well. A couple of things that I got going on. I got a lot of reoccurring business that I planted seeds a while back. Life things happen and they actually came back. I didn't tell Miss Seeley, but Mr. Brady, he passed his actuator test.
Oh, our actuary got you.
Yeah, he passed the test.
Yes,
and he hit me up the very next day. He was like, "I want my share talks. Where's my share talks?" So he listened to both fully within a matter of a day or two. We got big things happening with Miss Julia Rose, where she's in BP2. No, follow-up 2.
Yeah.
Follow-up 2 today. We had a follow-up 2 with her today. Very strong. Mr. Chris, one of the players I actually coach, he just came back from his cruise not too long ago. He was actually at the Tuesday opening.
Yes.
And we made it through the process with him. He also got his offer call from Capta. He's registering August 11th. Dexter is supposed to be registering August 1st. Anywhere between August 1st and August 5th. We haven't really decided when. Other things happening and trying to get through certain things. What else? There's so much though.
There's so much. So much. Feeling the eagle every week.
Oh, I got down to 3 people now. I got 3 people in Panama City that's going to through the process as well too, doing a lot of Skyping. What else? Ooh, Jesus.
Hey, there's so much going on.
I know I'm missing out. I don't want to hold everybody up.
You cooking.
But we definitely cooking. Never raise the white flag, like Bill Hawkins says on the stream. I listen to that. I listen to Bill Hawkins. He's amazing. But never raise the white flag. Keep it up. Go Diamond. Love y'all. Y'all take
This guy be activating all the time.
Roger, remember to bring up Virginia, okay?
Oh yeah, you want to go first, Virginia? You good? I will.
Virginia, super fire woman.
Wait. Super fire woman. All right, I'll go ahead. Yes,
yeah. You can always come after. That's fine.
Yeah, make it happen.
Yeah.
So for the past from last week, I did 14 DTMs.
Oh,
right. So
man.
There's a whole lot. They went different shapes and forms, and there's just a whole lot of activity going on there. But from the MG1s, I'll just go a little bit in the depth with some of the MG1s. One of the MG1s I did was a guy named Mike, right? Very sharp guy. He's from St. Martin. And this guy, he's very hungry. You know, man of God, just like me, we really connected. I just texting him up and down today. When he read the book, he was mad. He was like, bro, we got to start this today. He's like, hey, let's go, fire it up. Yeah. And what I realized why I'm so excited about him is because he's hungry. You see what I'm saying? He's really hungry for the information. From his past experiences, he was actually in St. Martin. He was the manager for like 5 different locations, right? And he said that still wasn't enough. That's actually why he came here to do school. And he's looking for more, you know. So when he meet me, he's like, man, his purpose. I never did an MG1 like that before at all. Like we just pretty much had a whole story. And in the story while he's conversing, he pretty much is answering all the questions there. I was like, shoot, well, it makes no sense answering that. I already know his mindset for that question. So it makes no sense asking the question again. So it's pretty much like a discussion in a sense, you know, going through it. And it's just a really good connection. Another set of folks is a whole lot, like I say, Kenya. She's also a friend of mine back from church. You know, we're really connected as well. She's hard into real estate. But aside from that, she's actually going through a process now as we speak. So I don't know, you know, where her mindset is after the book, you know. Another guy named Julio, very sharp guy as well. He read the book in half a day. Wow. So he went from, on Monday, it went from MG1 on Monday to MG2 on Tuesday, straight to the BP1 that night, right? To a follow-up one that Wednesday. No, actually a Thursday. So he did a follow-up one on Thursday. And now we're actually connecting on, I think it's, we already did the follow-up. Yeah, follow-up one is done. So we're actually doing the BP one now. I'm inviting him back towards I didn't do a personal with him. I want to do another BP one with the open meeting as well. So he could really, you know, he loved research. So he said he want to do a lot of thinking about a lot of questions and all that stuff. So he's going to get a second look at it for the second BP, for the BP2. And I will be following up again that following day, that Wednesday. So yeah, that's the fastest I take so much. Yeah, he was super. Yeah, very calculative guy too. You know, he loves the information and knowing that the mentorship, the structure is there. When he saw like how things work there, he really appreciated that. So we'll see how things go, you know, as he continue to go through the process. And the crazy thing is, when I did the MG1 with him, there was a woman overhearing our MG1, and she just heard, you know, he's talking about it and things. So after that MG1 ended, she actually came and just asked us, hey, what do you do? You know, and I was like, you know,
getting free contact. Free contact.
He's pretty much talking, pretty much e-commerce field, you know, and she just asked me like that, and then of course I ended up just saying the story of how I got connected with you know, the mentorship program and everything, and then she started over promoting her son. She's like, this guy, shoot, he graduated magna cum laude from school, and he's working 2 jobs doing it, and he's like, she's the head, he's a pop, he's preach a lot, all kinds of, she's just saying all kinds of things. After that, I said, sound like a pretty sharp guy there, you know, sound like a sharp guy. I say, definitely, I'd like to, you know, meet him, let's see, you know, if there's something, if he could qualify to make through this process, you know, with my mentor. And she's like, absolutely, that she gave me his contact. I actually reaching out to him now. I called him yesterday, didn't get a response, but probably I have to probably reach out to her first, make sure he knows that it's my number, you know. Now people don't like answering unknown numbers, so I'll see how that goes. But so far, you know, it's all going pretty well. And a few more. Let's make sure. Uh-oh.
Yeah, man, get the popcorn out, guys.
Other than that, oh yeah, there was a huge event that happened that like Jaleesa was talking about it as well. Talking about the Domi Station, we had a huge entrepreneurship event. Pretty much that's where I got a lot of those contacts from, and there's still a few more that I'm taking through the process as well from them. There's a guy by the name of Kyle as well. You know, he was actually Julio's friend, so I actually connected with him, and he really likes the mindset, just like how we develop. You know, that's why I love the BWW system so much, because as we read and grow as individuals, like people start to magnetize towards you just because you change the way you speak. Right. So you know, when you start speaking differently, like they really look up. You become an influence to others, and they just want to know what you're doing, and they want to be a part of it. They want to make sure that you're a part of that circle in a sense. You know, so shoot, instead of me being a part of that circle, you want to make sure I be a part of my circle.
Absolutely.
So every time, just going through the process, it's like, if he says something wrong, like he'll correct his answer just so we can make sure that you know that he's really up to stay humble and appreciative for the information for sure, and very teachable guy too. And what I realized is he loves social media so much. That's his power. But he's like, shoot, hey, I got you. Anything social media, I got you. I was like, okay, we don't really look for social media right now. We'll talk about that later on down the line. But I just want to know about you know, personally. I say, let's talk about that later. Let me just know about you, you know, your personal habits and pretty much, you know, take you through the process to see so you can understand what we do before you can move into those ideas. So there's a whole lot going on. I could go on and on and on, but pretty much it's a whole lot of activity happening here in Tallahassee. So yes, I'm not going to hold up much more time. A lot of meet and greets. I did about 7 meet and greets this week. You know, between this week and last week. Yeah, and it's still going. I get more contacts too at the same time. So I'll just wrap that up with activity on my side.
Wonderful. Tallahassee close to the evening, right? Very hard to come after Roderick, but we're going to try, right? We're going to try. So yes, man. We're going to the world. We're going to the team. We're going. Hi, Celia Wilson, proudly sponsored with my Kenneth Drake. Hey. Right? Right? Kenneth Drake and Andrea Gonzalez. Yes. Big tune in the back there, making it happen in a big way as well. Yeah, up top, of course, Captain Nadia Prasad, Dentist and Jeevan Shanasanai, and part of the Galaxy, of course. And Kumar in there doing things I would imagine with that elements. Yeah, so yeah, a great activity by the whole team. I would take a lot of time. I know I want to give Virginia some time to have fun as well. So really, I know Jaleesa just wrapped up, so I'll talk about that when I come back, when she comes back. Aaron, just a little tidbit on Aaron's Julia Ross. Rose. She's very calculative lady. She's the person who was just saying, hey, don't be secretive with me. I just need the information and stuff like that. So we were able to kind of work with her and appease her without giving too much. So we all learned a little bit there during the process with her. And she's went through the financial assessment. She says every single thing looks good on the financial side, and nothing there will stop her from being able to do the business fully. All right, that's from tech package, everything, my starter pack, every single thing on the financial investment side. So that's looking good. Really proud of our big up Jaleesa. We doing a core run with her. You know, that's why I knew I could call on her last minute to do streaming, because I know she's doing her stream, a core run vibes. Right. The other thing too is I'm of course doing a core run with her. And one of the things I realized that I'm benefiting from is recording my conversations and adding it to my BMP. I don't know if everybody's doing that already. And if they are not, just try it out, because my mentors, as you guys know, are very busy. Most of us, they're our mentors too. All of you are our mentors. So, you know, I recommend recording it, because what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask all my mentors to check on what I'm saying and make sure if I'm not, screwing the poach kind of thing, make sure I'm not jacking up my own self during my own conversations. So my recommendation is to record it and then upload it to your BMP or doing your core run. So you can maximize your upline's input, right? So they not only just see what you're reading and what you're getting into you, but also how your conversations are going. The other thing too is we had an FBI guy that we met at one of the Lake Ella events. So Jonathan, I might need your help on that one, because the guy said he want to check us out. You know, he's like, give me your full name and everything. I was like, okay. So we had a good time with that gentleman at Lake Ella. We dropped a message, and we're gonna be scheduling an MG1 with him as well. Then during Tally Soup, which was Friday actually, yesterday, I was able to run into a gentleman. We both came into the event. I was like, you look familiar. It's like, you look familiar. I was like, oh my God, where do we know each other from? Now, that wasn't even a lie. He contacted me, it seems like, right? Because he was like, I know you. And I was like, uh-huh. Okay, so, and that happened again today when I went to, what's that place called? I know it. It's called Target Copy. Yeah, today. So I got another number from there as well. Yeah, so it's a really great icebreaker. And I guess when you're in a city long enough, people will recognize you, even if you don't remember where they recognize you from, right? You know, so that's pretty cool. I know Atlanta, that never happens, right? You guys probably don't see the same people anywhere. But yeah, so had a great time running into people at Tally Soup and broke the ice with them, and we had a long conversation. This gentleman he's a contractor, and I asked him if he ever thought about trying to get passive income, even though he's working really hard and probably getting some good income through that. I told him the mentorship program that I'm a part of, what we do is that we help people with traditional businesses build an asset at the side so that during the downturns of the economy or when their business slows down, they don't have to lower the standard of their lifestyle. And he was like, he's like, what? How you gonna do that? What? And he didn't want to look excited. You know how some men with ego, you know, it's like, I don't want to look like I really need help, but I really need help. So anyway, so that went pretty good. We had a nice conversation about it. He's like, yeah, definitely let me know if your mentors are looking able to add on folks. I told him, no problem, I'll check and I'll get back to you in a couple of days. So that's where that's a personal of mine, of course. And then I was on a hunt because it was like day 2. I started my team earlier this week, day 2 of our core run. And I had so many back-to-back meetings, right, that I didn't get a chance to go out and get new conversations. So I was like, you can't break a core run on day 2. Right, team? Just like never. That don't look right, especially if you're the upline. So I was like, no, man, I can't break this core run. So I was like, just go on the hunt. I'm joking. Just go find some people to talk with. So I prayed to God. I said, please, I was hungry. That happens all the time here. I was very hungry. I ended up going to Waffle House, one of my favorite places, to grab a quick bite. And I was like, I pray to God, please, can I have like a talkative waitress that I could get a good conversation with. Funny story, we had a great time. She is very into makeup and cosmetology, and she's looking to start her own hustle. She wants to start her own business. And I was like, what? That's interesting that you say that. I actually just came out of a business meeting, and that's exactly what my mentors do. We actually help people who are trying to start their own business create a debt-free 6-figure cash flow passive asset that allows you to then use that income to fund any of your ideas that you're looking to do. But how serious are you to find something like that? You know, and mentorship to help you with that. And she's like, I've been waiting for it. And I'm like, you know, I was like, okay, good stuff. And she was getting all excited, and she started giving me extra stuff to eat. And I'm okay with that, guys. I'm okay with that idea, you know. So she was very hungry, humble, appreciative. And I was also hungry. But anyway, moving along. So that had a good time. And you kind of know when you're doing it right when they're very excited, because Julia Rose that we connected with today, she also, I didn't tell her to do this earlier. She ended up paying for our Starbucks stuff today. I told her no. I strenuously told her no. But she's like, no, anything. Just go for it. I was like, oh my goodness, right. So I tried, Kenneth. I tried to stop her. Didn't really work out too well.
I didn't.
You didn't. Aaron did not. But you tell them you don't have to. So you kind of know when people are truly appreciative of what you're doing for them. You know, very appreciative. So that was pretty cool. And very, very proud of the work that we're doing here locally. And I'm very excited about the new team members that we're adding on every single day. So that's it for me. I'm going to take it to Virginia in Tallahassee. Woo! Right.
Me.
Probably
hi. Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Hi.
Hola. Bonjour, bonsoir. Ok.
Comment allez-vous?
Oh, je vais très bien. Et chez vous?
Ça va, ça va.
Très bien, merci, Monsieur Kenneth. Virginia here, sponsoring the business by Betty Gadio, and up to my amazing uplines and up to the whole Galaxy. I have some activities going on, customers as well as prospect-wise. When it comes to the new candidate that I got, numbers from, I have actually a lady of the name of Charlotte. She's actually from China, and how we connected is just I was wearing my makeup artistry and all those things, and she said, "Oh, you look very pretty with your colors, and how do you do the makeup?" And I said, girl, this morning I just spent 10 minutes on that makeup because I was actually running late for work. So it's very I didn't really take time to do that. But you know what? It's a good question because I have an amazing product that I use, and it's called, and it's a, how did you call? I say it's called artistry. It's artistry. I never heard about that. You know what? Since I went to FSU actually. So she's a student at FSU engineering. She's done with her master's in engineering, and she's actually looking to do an internship. So, and I say, let's exchange phone numbers, and then let's connect later on. So she's very interested. I promoted the SAM machine to her as well. She want to do go and find out what type of product she need. She's not into makeup at all. It seems like all engineering. Oh no. she's not into the makeup at all, but she want to learn on how to actually put herself together if she has to go to a business meeting. And since she's starting internship, so she want to look, set herself apart during the internship. So that's a good thing going there. Her name is Charlotte again. So we're going to connect. I have to call her today and kind of find out, what time is a good time for us to connect and just show her what's the type of product we have in the business. And then I have another girl of the name of Victavia Fenley. She's actually, how we connected is that she needed help and on campus at FEMU, and I was able to get her. She needed help actually with some accounting, how do you call it, homework. And then I was able to help her with that. And then, within the conversation, we started talking, and then one thing led on another. And she asked me what I do. I told her where I work. And then from then I said, apart from that, I have this, small business of my own that I'm getting, I started. It's very lucrative. It's like really my mom and I, wanted to, we want to get into a small business, but we don't know actually how to make it happen. So what we are thinking is like hair things, how we can sell hair product and things like that. I said that's a good thing, let's and she was very interested in finding out what I have going on. So I took her number. And then we will connect. Actually, she's just finished with her midterm exams for the summer last Monday, this week actually. So I'm going to connect with her as well this weekend, tomorrow actually. And then to go, two more things. I have a few things going on again, but two more things regarding the new contact. I have actually a professor. He was my professor when I came to FEMU, and that's out of nowhere. So he came to the office, and then he saw me working at the president office, and he started saying, "Oh, you work here?" I said, "Yes." And then he asking me to give, we exchanged phone number during the conversation because I couldn't talk. We were very busy at that time. So we connected afterward. And he started talking. Guess what? At the university, so they have his position at the university as a professor has been, challenged. So he may end up not having to work again for the next year. So now he's very worried. He doesn't know how, to handle that situation, because he has been working for the university more than 15 years. So, and during the conversation, I was letting him know that, that's one of the things that I really didn't want to spend all these years, and then at the end have to, rely on the job so much that I don't have any extra income in case anything happened. And he asked me, really, so what do you mean by that? And I explained to him that, apart from the job, I have this going on because of that mindset of mine that I had. And that is not for me, because I met some people and I started edifying my uplines and all that stuff. So good news, he said that he would like to find more about it. And, I told him that my mentor, Kanta and Nadia, when they come back from Europe, they will talk to him and find, he really wanted to connect with them. But I said that there is a process to it. So I'm going to connect with him at the end of next week when things come down. I think summer week he's not. I think he has a conference and is coming back to it in the middle of next week. So it's going pretty well. That's to show that, nothing is certain in life. You gotta, he has it all going on. And, he was sure that he has his place in the department, but one thing led to another, leadership change and things like that, a lot of crap. So just as for say, we are very fortunate to be part of this mentorship program. Just to say that, we have a lot of people out there who are very, very suffering and who are really looking. So we just have to go there and connect with them. And last thing is from Solar's business. And we have two candidates who are really going through the process. They met all the requirements. One of them I'm going to talk about is Olumide. He's doing his PhD in engineering, and he loved the streaming. He loved everything about from the book to the streaming to all the amazing talk that the life lessons that our leaders talk about. So he's ready, fired up. He's in tune for the education, and he said that if he's now, because of the doctoral program that he's in, he really think that this is the solution for all the question that he has been asking himself. He wanted another way of making money, and this for sure will have an impact if he put all his mind into it. So very good thing happening. So a lot of activity for DTMs. I have a lot of DTMs going on as well, but I have to get better and keeping them in one place so that I can remember calling them. That's being more organized. That's what it is. So apart from that, back to the host.
Awesome sauce.
Alrighty. Do we have anybody else, or is that it? Because if we talk any much longer, we're gonna have to get more roti. Yeah. Hold on, Carol and Anthony have to leave soon, so they want to say something.
Yeah, I just want to say that I met a lady at the post office, and I was picking up my bill order. And she was like, "Oh, what's that? Oh, what kind is that? What kind is that?" So everything that she was putting in, I gave her samples. So she said that her and a bunch of older women, they just go and play softball and volleyball and all kind of sports just to get out of the house. And she said, but they not having so much energy. So she gave me the number to the commissioner here in Decatur who runs all of the sport events. So I want to connect them to do an excess display and the twist tubes. So I'm working on that. And then I met a lady today down here in Tanger Outlet. They had a back to school food drive. food trucks everywhere. And I met a lady in a store, and she just moved here from New York. She's an older lady, so we're gonna connect too because she loves Hello Kitty. I love Hello Kitty, but it's always a customer down in there. So we're gonna connect next week. She's got a tight schedule, so I was just letting y'all know. I got activity coming too.
Absolutely. Awesome. Anybody else? All right. Okay.
The Jarvis, sir, Jarvis man, the coal man himself.
What about Jarvis?
Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Jarvis Coleman. My upline is Baby Gadio, up to Malik Porter, up to Roderick McKenzie, up to Rodney Wilson, up to C.J. Wilson, and up and up and up to the Galaxy. Well, first, like my personal, I've been working on my expenses and getting my money right and all that. So I went over a budgeting for myself. Then, you know, Roderick being the good leader he is, he went over that with me, making sure everything was, you know, tweaked a few things, making sure everything with that. And it made me have a good amount of money for my Amway product, so I can start investing more in that now. And I made, you know, a little, like a diet plan for myself, like a meal plan for myself. So now I can put money, you know, save money that way too. So I'm just kind of cutting back on costs every way I can.
Right, and you're using your meal bars, right, from the business and stuff. I think that's what we were talking about as well. Does that meal plan include using some of the meal bars and stuff, or? I think we had talked about that. Well, we can talk about it.
It's kind of both. Like it goes with the Amway products, and I didn't put that as part of my diet plan.
Got you. I'll let Ken follow you later.
Okay. Well, not really context. I've been like practicing promoting the business and like seeing where it could fit into other people's lives. I've been meeting like many different like entrepreneurs and stuff. So like Chef LeK, he sells Haitian food out of his garage. So I kind of took some notes out of oh shoot. I took some notes out of business in the 21st century and how it was a real life business school, and I kind of promoted the fact that I could help improve your sharpen some business techniques and like kind of get you going with your business. While building your business, I can also help you sharpen your tools and all that, you know what I mean? Yes. Roderick at my church, he has a couple of businesses going on. They're okay, but I wanted to help him get better with it. So, again, I promoted the real life business school and help him sharpen his tools there. While making an ass on the side, I'm gonna steal that too. All right. And then my roommate, I've been kind of getting to the mentality of an IBO, trying to get myself together. So I've been practicing like the logic, and just kind of explaining it to people with him. I probably shouldn't do that.
Got you. Yeah, we probably should do the DTM stuff first. Okay. Right, let's hash that out first and get you on point there so that we can let you out to the wolves, All right, cool.
And and today I got not into an argument, but I got into a little battle because someone said you can learn more from doing it yourself. And she was basically like not knocking the mentorship, but she had questions. Like she didn't fully understand the value of mentorship. Dang. Right. So I had to break it down to her. I was like, hey, these people have been there. They're retired. They're millionaires. So I think I can learn more from them. I can also learn on my own on the side. But I didn't discredit what she was saying. But I took what she was saying. I kind of roll with that, what y'all learned, what y'all taught to. So promoted the mentorship, and while not discrediting her, just said you know what I mean? Or no?
Almost. Yeah.
All right, words, let's go. I promoted the mentorship, I gave her the value of mentorship and what she's thinking, how she was thinking. That's not wrong, but there's a better way to becoming successful. I try to make that logical.
Yes.
I use some nice words there to like fill it in, but
some people are crazy. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah. I'm working on becoming a better teacher too. So now to make it.
Can't correct crazy. But you can try.
They just don't know. They just don't know.
Right.
And that's all for me.
All right, good job, Jake Cole.
All right.
Okay, G is coming up. Oh my son, it's like y'all start cooking the curry.
But yeah, you guys already saw me already, but you know, if you didn't, Joseph, probably sponsored by Aaron and Shakayla Thompson. I said, I will remember. This list right here, this list right here. So I have had a lot of activity going on for me though, because I've been doing the 30-day core run with Rodney Wilson. Yeah. I'm on like my 16th day, you know, so it's good that.
Yeah, good job. Good job.
But yeah, I love this process and I love this business and everything it stands for. But what was I going to say? I was going to say a lot of things. Oh yeah, back to this book. This book is really what started it off for me, man. Because without this book, I probably wouldn't be in the current state that I am now. Now I was in my bed on like the 10th day of this core run, and I was tired as heck from work. And I was laying in my bed, you know, I was like, you know, let me get my reading done, you know. I only had two conversations today, you know. I wanted to get into the groove of having 3 conversations every day, which I was doing, but that day I was just super tired. So I was reading this book, 5 Nobles of Leadership, and in the book it said, as a leader, you should always feel comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah. And I was comfy in my bed. and I needed one more contact. So I went out there and I started contacting people. I went to Walmart, then I went to Marshall's, and I found a guy, you know, he was security. I'm like, you guys know they have security in Marshall's?
No, I didn't know.
I didn't know that. So I was like, hey, he's security, I'm security, let's have a conversation. So I went over there, had a conversation, asked about the job, then that led on to what he do, and he asked me what I do, and then I explained to him. I dropped the message. Yo, I dropped the message so smooth. The other guy in the background was looking at me like, he did it. And I was like, wow. The clouds party. I've been having conversations at the end of core run, and I've been getting more comfortable talking to people. And that day, I mean, I've been dropping the message rarely, but I've still been doing it. And as I've been doing it, feeling more comfortable conversations, like that was the first perfect conversation that I had that led me to dropping the message. And that guy, he's actually what the common ground we had was he was going for his master's in architecture. And we got a man over here.
Very common ground.
With his architecture.
Yes, very common ground
over there. So I got his contact. But that was like way ahead of everything. That was like day 10. I'm on like day 6 now. But ever since that day, I started dropping the message even more. And so far, I've got one person in the process. And I got an MG1 next Monday.
What?
Yeah. And I also have 2 more contacts. I just got a contact today. Another one.
Yeah, another one.
But at Cracker Barrel, while I was at work, I was talking to one of my coworkers, and he sees me at the club a lot of times. And he was like, hey, man. Like, he just came up to me. He was like, hey, man, I see you working real hard and fast today, man. What was it? I said, Access Energy Drink. He said, what is that? And I was like, oh, I sell it through my business. And then he was like, you have a business? Tell me more about it. And I was like, as Celia was saying, she was swing. But yeah, so that led to that conversation. That conversation was interesting. It was very interesting. He was very interesting. He's more of a laid back type of guy. But I ended up dropping the message on him. But who was at work, so it was a perfect excuse when I told him that I couldn't explain everything to him at that moment. He would have to sit down with me for some coffee. I love Bill Hawkins, by the way. Because when you drop a message like that, man, I'm waiting for the day where I can just get up and walk away. but I've noticed through the core run that, you know, I've been looking at my past recordings of the BMPs I've been sending up, and every DTM I do, I always get that contact because it's just like the right rapport that you build with the person. You know, I feel like you should. You guys already know this, but I feel like you should like build rapport first, as you always should do, and then it'll be easier to lead to that contact because once you build that rapport, it just makes it so much easier. It's like, yeah, so we're on the same level. Let's chat. I know what you want, and you know what I'm getting at.
Let's do it.
Rapport.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's do it. That's exactly what she said. So I feel as I am right now, I feel way more comfortable going out there dropping the message. Well,
yes, you are.
Conversation wise, I feel more comfortable having conversations, and whenever the message has to be delivered, I feel comfortable doing that. So that's all I have today.
All right, we're gonna have to wrap it up because we gotta get into our phone team. It was an awesome class. You know, let's give it up for Tobias. It's the first time he has hosted, and he just heard about it, I think, today or whatever. So you all give Tobias a nice big hand. And Carol had to leave, but you all know she always does an excellent job. I mean, losing 44 pounds and getting off all the chemical medicines and using all Neutralite, you know, she's gonna, you know, it's the best thing to do, you know. And then Jaleesa did an awesome job on the streaming. You know, you could hear that she listened to that stuff. So you all give Jaleesa a good hand.
Yeah.
And then Jean, people were asking me, how do you pronounce your name? I said, you can say JJ, you can say Jean, you can say Jean, you can say a whole bunch of things, but whatever they say, you did a very good job on the book.
Yeah.
You know, and then Roderick Fireman, you could see that he's turned the flames up, you know, and he did a very good job on the board plan 1 and follow-up 1. You could see that he's actually doing it. So you all make sure you give him a hand there, you know?
Yeah.
If Camta and Naja were here, they would be very, very, very excited and encouraged to hear about all of the activity that's going on. I know that if we continue to do it, it'll be another hour, you know, and whatnot. The only thing I have to say is make sure that you're taking care of your books and your CDs, and never ever miss an association. If you're missing an association, it means that your time management needs to be tweaked. Of course, if you have to work or you got a family emergency, so be it. Okay, and I hope everybody is using this sheet here. I'm going to be real quick. I'm going to share my screen. You don't have to use it. It's optional, but it's very useful. And it's this is the latest. Oh, I hate this thing here. Let me get rid of it here. End hide presentation view. All right. This thing right here, is everybody using this?
Yep. Yes.
Right, and this is the latest version, okay? Camta, when Camta was talking to Brandon and Crystal, he says, forget about launch, go straight into the 30-day core run. At first, I didn't understand what he was saying. And what he was saying is don't make launch a big deal. Just get the launch done and move on to the 30-day core run as soon as you logistically can. And also, everyone should have heard the BMP from Sanjeev, where he was talking about, you know, those who can do a full launch with all the tools and everything, let them do that. Those who can't, then do a minimal launch and use the 30-day core run to get them fully launched. I hope everybody knows which BMP I'm talking about. Yeah, Sanjeev sent it out about 2 weeks ago, just after Seven Springs. Okay, so get into the 30-day core run. Everybody should be getting into the 30-day core run. You could take a whole year to do the launch, and if that's what you want to do, just manage your expectations. Okay, and then the next thing is One of our BBSs is going to be on October the 14th. That's a Saturday. Yeah, if I have the date right, it's October the 11th or the 14th. But which day is the Saturday? Is it the 14th or the 11th? That's the south side. That's the south side BBS. It's the emeralds that are coming through. They haven't announced the others because there's still one more summer conference to be completed. So it's the second Saturday in August.
On August.
The second Saturday in August. Is that the 11th?
Correct. August 11th.
Right. August the 11th is our south side BBS. The north side BBS is probably going to be the week afterwards. You know, I don't know when Orlando is. Huh? You want to come and say it? Huh? Okay, so Andrew doesn't want to come in front of the camera because she's got to leave. But the SAM training, Naja is gonna. Andrea and Naja have been coordinating the SAM training. Okay, SAM training is the skin analysis machine. Okay, so only Naja can certify individuals. Okay, you could be male or female, it does not matter. Okay, and so Naja wants to couple that with the BBS, whether that's the August the 11th or August 14th or whatever, August the 18th or whatever. So whenever you guys, if you guys are coming up to Atlanta, she wants to coordinate that together. So whoever wants to get certified, you can come up here, do the BBS, and also get certified, okay? And basically, that's it from here. You guys can hear kids in the background. That's because we had a lot of roti, so. You know, we served some roti for you guys, by the way. And anybody who don't know about roti is talk to Silly. She might have a vague memory of it. You know? Other than that, guys, we're out of here. Hold on, let me stop sharing the screen so you can say goodbye to everybody. Everybody get into your phone, team. Oh, hold on.
If you can pull up the numbers of the ladies who want to do the sound training, because Nadia would have to order the manual.
Did you guys hear that? Come closer to the mic, please.
Nadia would need for you to firm up the numbers of the ladies who want to do the sound training so that you can order the manuals, because you have the manual per person.
Good call. So you need numbers for how many people are going to come through so that you can order the manuals in time.
Basically, yes. And one day you want to come in through so she can set aside her time. And what would be the better time for you guys to do it?
Got you. Yes, we have a lot of requests. I think Virginia, Sola, Lisa, me, Diana, redone have it as well. Yeah, I think a lot of people. So I'll check with the team here. And of course the guys. Yes. I'll check the guys and I'll get back to you guys.
Yeah, I think it's $20 or $25 a certification, okay?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys want to see Roti Belly?
You have to promote that.
Roti Belly.
I thought this was a PG rated event, man.
Thank you.
You see, don't get vexed because we have Roti Belly.
What happened?
All right, guys, we gotta get going. Get into your own team.
Everybody.
Yeah.
I'm going to go wrong direction.
Bye.
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 Bye. Awesome.